Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." Last July, while I participated in a BBYO summer program called ILSI, I got the chance to go to the 24th Maccabiah. At the end of the opening ceremony, after all the Jewish sports teams from all over the world entered the stage with their flags, all the youth movement Maccabi Tza'ir 8th graders from all the Israeli chapters came on stage. At the background, Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, began to sound. And more than 200 Jewish teens dressed in the Maccabi Tza'ir uniforms were standing on the stage and singing the anthem. It was at that moment, when I was standing in the crowd, dressed in the Maccabi Tza'ir uniforms and singing the anthem, surrounded by my friends from the movement and the dozens of new friends from all over the world who I met during ILSI, I felt happy and proud to be a part of this youth movement. I realized that I wouldn't be the person I am today without the youth movement I'm in. So let's go back to the quote I said at the beginning: build our youth for the future. When I was a chanicha, a kid attending activities, I had different madrichim, counselors, every year. Every week we had peulot, which were on significant values, important issues, holidays, and also just fun games. I saw my madrichim as big siblings, ones whom I could turn to for anything I needed, and I was inspired and wished to be a madricha like them when I grew up. Thanks to those madrichim, I became a madricha myself, and every year I guided a different age group of chanichim. This year, I'm guiding 6th grade chanichim. It is very important to me to guide them as my madrichim guided me, to take what my madrichim taught me and pass it on to the next generation, to be a big sister to them, so that they know that whatever they need help with, they can come to me. When I became a madricha, one of the reasons I did it was to expand my knowledge from a camping and from an education point of view, and go through a process of self-improvement, but also to guide and help chanichim in the movement. Thanks to this youth movement, I became more mature and responsible for myself, for my friends in the movement, and for my chanichim. Being a madricha helped me realize that I'm not only responsible for myself from now on, and I can have an influence on the kids I'm guiding. Youth movements are a place of equality and acceptance. One of the most familiar signs of the youth movements is this sign, which means that the strong protects the weak, without differences of religion, race, or gender. In youth movements, anyone can be a teacher for someone else, and not only if they're older than you. There aren't many places where you can be both the madrich and the chanich. That is, both to be guided and to guide and educate someone else. This is not something that most teenagers get to experience in their daily lives. So the differences between people who grew up and were brought up in youth movement and people who were not in youth movement is in the values and education we receive, and in our vision of ourselves and societies and groups, how we treat and accept people around us and the world we're in. Youth movements give kids the education that school can't, because there isn't enough time and resources. School is too busy with giving knowledge, when youth movements are focused on life experience and the personal needs of kids' souls. So before I leave the stage, let me give you a piece of advice. Keep doing everything to make youth movement active, amusing, and inspiring. Make your chanichim desire to come, take part in activities, and become madrichim in the future, in order to maintain the spirit of the youth group. The movement is only as strong as each of its members. As Roosevelt said, we must build our own future, and that future begins with you. Thank you, everyone.